kind of wanted to link, because I think eBay and Facebook are two very different platforms. And I think that really, if you break it down, if you were looking to expand to generate revenue quickest on one of them, eBay undoubtedly is going to be that platform. You can put you in front of a marketplace of millions of people that are actively looking for products or services or products that you have to offer. So what we've got here is I kind of look at it as a bit of a funnel. So you've got your demand fulfillment here, and I'd include search in that. Google, it's actually people actively looking for your products and services. And I would include eBay. I don't think as much as a Google demand fulfillment, because eBay do a lot of demand creation themselves with their marketing and so forth. But I think it's kind of more down this end. So this is the low-hanging fruit to getting customers to buy from you. There's also this big funnel here, this massive target audience, which is really what Facebook represents. And we call that kind of demand creation. So this is targeting the people that are potentially interested in your products and services that may not even know that you exist. And may be willing to buy from you, but now is not the right time for them. And this is I think that's how it kind of links together. But the really important thing is that, and we've noticed this ourselves in our business, and the big difference is looking at sort of the customer lifetime value. And so with eBay, and this is based on experience, I did have some experience selling to, working with retailers who are selling across eBay. A lot of e-commerce directors told me that the customer lifetime value with an eBay customer is usually, or can be, a lot lower than other areas of their business, because if you think about the mentality, people are maybe more price conscious going to eBay. So they're looking for those bargains, they're looking for those deals. And just because they've bought from your eBay store once doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to buy from you again. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't know what Dan would say about that, but that can happen. You can bring those people and direct them through to your website for future purchases. But on Facebook, the statistics that are coming through, and there's a big report by Forrester in the US. Anyone know Forrester, the big research company? They did some analysis of some bigger brands, and I know we're small businesses here, but they did analysis of Coca-Cola and some of these big larger enterprises, and they were saying that a Facebook fan is typically over 5 times more likely to buy from you, spend 5 times more, around 5 times more as much a year, and is also 4 times more likely to recommend you or recommend your product, your business, to their friends. So I think that's where Facebook can be kind of a really valuable. It's kind of a longer term, but you can get more value from that customer once you've connected with them on this platform if you use Facebook correctly. So that's just a little bit of background. In terms of kind of the first setup considerations you're going to need to take is whether or not you want to go sort of local or global with the actual setup of your Facebook page. We was at iStrategy last year in Amsterdam. There's a lot of people talking about social media, and they found that businesses that had a local Facebook page had 10, 15 times more engagement of their fans compared to people that had just one standalone global page. The important thing about this is, and we're going to get to it, is the engagement factor. That's kind of the currency of Facebook. The more people engage, the more you're going to expose your business, and we're going to explain that in a little bit more detail in a minute. The point is, you can have your local pages, but there's no reason why, like Starbucks do, they have their one global page as well, and their local is national. But we've seen time and time again, there's businesses that would have.
Well, they even go further down. They've actually got one for each of their Starbucks branches.
Stores, yeah.
That's the more of a check-in location.
Location.
But yeah, what we're talking about at the moment is more.
Yeah. So we'd always say set up with your main Facebook page, but then just consider if you're getting and growing in certain geographies, then maybe consider building up a local page specifically for those types of customers, as it will grow quicker. So basically, the first thing, what Facebook gives you above anything really is the ability to target fans all over the world. There's over 800, I think it's close to 1 billion users now. And the fastest, the cheapest, the most effective way for you to be able to target those fans and bring them into your business is through Facebook ads. We have done that incredibly cheaply. Now, I just want to give you a few points here in terms of how we've done that. So the first thing you'll see, this is the ad up here. I believe you can see the screen's a bit green, but it basically splits down into 3 parts. You've got the headline, you've got the actual image here, and you've got the ad copy. Now, the single most important aspect, and this is how we've been able to grow our business using Facebook ads really, really effectively, is the image here. Now, a lot of businesses will fall into the trap of picking up an image that's a stock image. You know these things, you know, American people with big shiny white teeth, writing something on a whiteboard or something like that. You need to really think about, if you're going to use an image, it needs to be fun, it needs to be entertaining, it needs to stand out. That's what's going to make it a success. So if you think about it, I mean, how many of you are on Facebook? Is there quite a few of you? You all use it. The first thing you go to is your news feed. And if you think of a Facebook ad and you think of an image, think, is that something that you would interact with on your newsfeed? And if it is, then it's something that you may want to consider using in an actual image. You can see here, how is a tattooed man from head to toe linked to social Bizzle? Well, we've done it well here. We've got we've got the creative image. We've got some things are a bad idea. Getting free Facebook training is a good one. Register here. That's how we've linked an entertaining image to our business. Now that brings me on to the second point, which is the copy in here. You have to really have a compelling offer. If you're going to set up internationally, in the UK, wherever in the world, don't fall into the trap of just saying, come to our page and like us, or come to our page 5% off. Think about something, you can do it really cheaply, really effectively, just setting up a little competition, a sweepstake, we go into in a minute, that actually is going to stand out to people, its value. So if you're selling shoes, for instance.
But again, this is target. We spoke about the funnel right at the beginning. If there's 100,000 people that are in your target audience, maybe only a few hundred are searching for your product at that time. That doesn't mean that other 97 or whatever thousand are still interested. And this is using these demographics. You can still target those people and make them aware of your product.
So the first part is getting the ad together. The second bit is your targeting. So you target people in here. You can do it by geography. In here you can break it down to city within a mile radius. You can break it down by age, gender. In here we've put it down into the category of small business owners, as that's the targeting we use, but you can put it to people with growing families. I know one company that's done it really well. They target baby products. They've been targeting women between 30 to 45 that have kids or children that are between 0 to 6 months and 6 months to 12 months. So you can see just how targeted that you can really get with your advertising. And the last element to it, so you've got the ad, you've got the targeting, you've got to send them through to a landing page that really delivers on this part here. So if you're going to tell them they're going to get something for free, the landing page is where you need to reinforce that offer within Facebook. And the reason you want to do it in Facebook is because it's cheaper and you're going to get higher click-through rates, which means your cost per click is going to go down. So if you want me to talk around that in more detail with any of you, then I absolutely will. So that's the promotion.
That page on Facebook?
Yes.
We're going to get to that.
Yeah, we're going to get to that and how you do that in a second, but that's the process. The other thing, of course, you can be doing is when you're actually, maybe if you're expanding to eBay as well, you're sending out invoices to customers in different geographies, make sure that you provide a link with your Facebook presence within that invoice. So if you're sending out, you're doing 100 invoices to Germany and 200 to America, finding a way to connect your eBay customers to your Facebook page, complement it. I know that there's a lot of eBay strictly under their terms and conditions say you can't do that, but I know there's a number of retailers that do it and get away with it quite successfully.
Yeah, and again, I mean, we see a lot of invoices, they might say, right at the bottom, check us out on Facebook. Give them a compelling reason to go and do it. A competition, a sweepstake like Lee's speaking about, rather than just a simple link.
Definitely. So the first part is the promotion. The first thing you're going to need if you're expanding internationally via Facebook is targeting the right people in the right geographies and giving them an offer. The second thing you need to do is you can't just leave them. This is probably the more intensive part of Facebook, is you need to communicate with them. You need to create engagement. But at the same time, this is probably the most powerful part of Facebook. This is what it's built for, because as you're interacting with that person that's come to your page, your fan here, as they're liking, they're commenting, they're sharing the content that you produce, your posts. So you might be posting some images, you might be posting your blog, you may be posting some tips or some just general advice. If they're interacting with you, they're telling all of their friends at the same time
Automatic.
about that interaction. So let's just say you've targeted someone in America. This has happened exactly what's happened to us. That person in America starts interacting with us. All of a sudden, their friends start to know about Social Bizzle, and they come to our Facebook page as well. So you're exposing your business for the cost of one fan, however much that may be. It can bring many more fans to your page over the lifetime of that particular customer.
Automatic word of mouth.
It's automatic word of mouth, exactly. And then, so the last part is how do you then convert those fans into customers? Well, you can't just get them to your page and then start spamming them with sales offers and special offers here, special offers there, because people are going to switch off. They're buying into your brand for a reason, so you need to communicate with them. But there are some ways in which you can do it. So probably one of the biggest things is you can be using applications on your page. So one of them that we've got here is an inbuilt store that you can see. Now, there have been people like ASOS, I'm sure you've seen, that have just built their website within Facebook or loaded all of their products on there. Not sure if that's a great strategy for a small business. It costs, first of all, it costs thousands, and people are more likely just to go to your website if they're going to look into shop for and browse through all of your products. What we do recommend, though, is using a simple application that can then make people aware of the special offers or the newest, latest products, or the products that you're looking maybe to shift and get rid of, and promotions within a simple application. So you can see here, that sits within the page. You come in, you can see what the actual product is. You can see who's been talking about it, and there's a link down there in the bottom left-hand corner that will actually take that user through to your site where they can complete the transaction.
So the transaction is not done on Facebook?
The transaction is not done on Facebook.
You can get other applications that do it.
Yeah, such as there's one called Pavement, Payvment, that can help you do that and handles it within Facebook. But we've seen that we haven't seen the statistics yet, and I think social commerce is growing. It's not sure where it's going to end up, but at the moment, this is a really effective way of doing it for cheap if you're a small business and raising awareness of your products. So there's many more applications you can be using. So there's things as the photo showcase. So you may not have real tangible products, but you may have more of a service. Again, you can let people know for a photo showcase, so visually, all the different services that really bring your business together. They can just scroll through, and again, you've got a link there through to your website. So we've seen hotels use this really well, where they can give an idea of sort of the rooms, the facilities they've got on offer, and then a link back through to where that customer could actually go and buy and purchase or book a room, for instance. So you can just use these really, really creatively to engage your fans. Another one, this become really relevant for people. We actually, speaking last week, we had a London tour, and we went and saw 27 businesses and spoke to them about their Facebook presence one by one. And it was just really surprising. A lot of those businesses were using Groupon. Yeah, were using Groupon to drive a lot of their custom. And they were hoping that then those Groupon customers were going to then start buying from them time and time again. But what they were finding was that a lot of them was actually waiting for the next Groupon offer to come for their business and then buying from them. So
they were turning over a lot of money from it, but making no profit.
Yeah.
The profit was going to Groupon.
So yeah, 50% profit, I think, 50% of revenue. So another one in here is you can set up your own deal share. Now, I wouldn't recommend this unless you had anything less than 1,000 fans. But what you can do is you can say, okay, I want to do a deal for, I don't know, half price off my shoes, a specific shoe range. What you can say is that offer is going to be open to 20 fans, and it's going to run for the next 3 weeks, and you can actually sign up and register your interest in that. As soon as it gets to 20 fans, then that's going to close, but at the same time, what you're doing is every single time that someone actually completes and registers their interest, they have to share that offer with all of their Facebook friends. So all of a sudden, you're exposing your business to thousands of people that are all incentivized to share this deal, because the quicker they get to that limit, that 20 people by registration limit, then the quicker they get to unlock the deal. Where a lot of businesses and fans will happen is that you'll get some fans to your page, and they maybe won't interact with you over a longer period of time, and it's a great way to reactivate older customers. You can take a deal and you can say, okay, 50% off this shoe range, and you can actually use that as an ad to all of your existing fans, and they'll click through and it start getting conversation and start reactivating some of your older fans that maybe haven't communicated with you for a while. So it's a good app to use. And the final thing is just a simple, there's some businesses that their best conversions come through their emails. So you can actually just simply drive people to sign up for your email newsletter and obviously giving them incentive to do so, such as a free ebook or video, etc., etc. So that's kind of really some setup considerations, how you would go about promoting and getting your business out there to a targeted audience internationally, engaging with them and then converting them into customers. What does the future look like? Well, this is a company that we've come across recently. Has anyone heard here of the Facebook Open Graph and how that is working? Has anyone been onto Facebook and they've seen Spotify saying your friend is listening to X, Y, and Z? Okay, so it's basically the Facebook API. So whereas previously, should we go through this example first, shall we?
Yeah, well, to kind of like start it off, everything that we've spoken to up to now is kind of how to take your business, your store, and put it onto Facebook. The Open Graph is how to take the functionality of Facebook and bring it into your website. So that's what...
To kind of bring, social, and this is kind of what we're working on ourselves at the moment. So this is just a retailer, there's their website, and what they have built in their website, if you've been on their website for 20 seconds or more, you get a little pop-up, and it will say, add fab.com to your actual timeline. And what that will mean is every single time you make a purchase, it's going to say, Emma has bought XYZ from fab.com into all of her friends' news feeds.
So, for example,
so
Lee
like
has
that.
Purchased a nice pair of high-heel shoes.
And what they do is...
You almost missed that. And what they do is high-heel shoes.
And what they do is they incentivize people to do that. So if you install that application, fab.com give you $5 credit every single month for installing that application on your page. And you may say, then they're a bigger organisation, but there are any business can be doing that. There is obviously going to be a little bit of a development cost, but we're a small business, and it's not out of our price range to be able to do that.
In the future, it's going to get cheaper. At the moment, it's a very new technology, but within the next year, it's going to be much more.
But if you think, that's kind of more of a custom app. They've had some designers that have been able to do it. It's not something you can just buy off the shelf, but we've.
It will be. At the moment, it's very early stages.
You're suggesting to put it on our Facebook fan page?
No, it's within your website.
So,
so if you've got an online store, you're basically taking the Facebook share functionalities and interlinking it. So in the same way where I listen to a song on Spotify and it tells all my friends, when Lee buys his shoes, not
my high heels,
then it will tell everyone. So it's kind of like a live feed of what people are up to.
How does it tell people?
Well, as we said, if we go
but
back.
What does that appear as in? I'm not being ignorant. Well, this does sound ignorant. Does it come to me as like an email or is that through?
No.
So you're basically authorising that person, and then that link connects with your Facebook page. Then on the news feed, when you go on Facebook, it will be saying, or in the ticker, instead of Lee is listening to, Lee has just purchased, Lee is learning, Lee is watching. So that's kind of like the way that Facebook is going. Yeah.
So powerful. So powerful.
But we've seen it. We had it.
At the moment, when it first happened, everyone's kind of, it'll work for everything. And obviously, you don't want to tell people what everything's doing.
Yeah.
No.
But
Lee is just.
That's complicated. But from a business point of view, I understand. From a privacy point of view, a lot of people are kind
But there is a number of people that will willing to say, okay, if you're going to give me $5 credit every single month, I'm more than happy to show them.
It won't happen unless people sign up, do they?
No.
But then also, a lot of people are proud of what they buy. We're going to finish it here, but
yeah. So this just kind of rounds up the power of Facebook. Really, really simple example. This is our friend David. He's a little bit geeky, but he really looks up to Ali. He's like, everything that Ali does, he likes to do. So Ali was out shopping, and Ali likes to shop, and he's come across this blazer that he's been wearing, and he's even added to it. He's got his little tissue there just to make it stand out a little bit more. And he's gone out. We've gone out. There's a few of us. We've gone out, had some drinks, and basically had a good time,
Yeah.
had some photos, they were shared
Facebook.
on Facebook, and then 7 days later,
This is
we'll do
David.
it at his staff party.
And this is 100% of the
That's
story.
completely true, but it just really shows the power of Facebook in terms of people do
What
what their friends are recommending.
Absolutely.